Hello from my Gambia. Today we are honored to have an interview with Mr. Ousman Rahman, the owner of Dex. I will allow him to introduce Dex for us and tell us the full meaning of what it stands for. Mr. Ousman, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us what Dex means?
Well, Dex is just an acronym for Doorstep Express. So it's a courier service company that specializes in deliveries of documents, food, and all sort of miscellaneous packages within Greater Banjul area and some part of West Coast.
Where did this all start?
In 2016, I was working for a company called Dip Africa. At some point, I got sick and I wanted to I wanted my medication. So a friend of mine said that for him to help me get the medications, I have to pay him. Initially, everything just made sense at that point. Then the idea came about. I'm like, okay, this could be a business, right? You know, somebody can get you something and then you pay him. And so I decided to, instantly I decided to, have this idea that I'm gonna have to do this, but I lacked at that point I didn't have any financial support, and so what happened was I met this entrepreneur who was very much an inspiration. So we had this networking event at the startup incubator. So he was like, everybody should share their idea. I was a bit reluctant to share mine because I thought somebody would steal it. So when I eventually did, he was like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. I mean, you should. I believe that this is a need in the Gambia and so many people would need this service. And he asked the audience in the room, how many of you would need this service? And almost everybody raised their hand. He said, that is your market. And from then, the fire was, really, I was absolutely. And then from there, but then I approached him. I told him, I don't have money to start this. He said, you don't need money. All you need is, a bicycle, or probably you could use a taxi or stuff like that. Then from there, at that point, I told him, but I have a job as well. He said, you know what, if this really means something to you, you have to quit your job. And that's what I did. I quit my job. I rode my bicycle from Banjul to the startup incubator. I would do that every day. I'll take pictures and I'll put it on social media, and telling people of what is really cooking, that something is coming up, a delivery service, and I was lucky to have so many good friends around me who helped me, and some of my friends helped me to design my logo. Some helped me to get me clients and stuff like that, and that's how it all started. And then I won numerous picking competitions, which actually helped. The Busy Gambia picking competition in 2017, and that got me $25,000, and we bought a scooter from there. And from there, we won the national, the Youth Connect picking competition. I got over 50,000 from there, and then the following year as well, I won that. I was the second runner-up of the Tough Startup competition. We won about $500,000. So it was getting better and better. And then, the same year we were selected for the annual investment meeting to go to Dubai and represent the Gambia. So it was just getting amazingly better, and then that's how we grew.
So when you were starting the business, did you have any educational background on this business?
Not really. I didn't have any background on business or, at the time when I was doing this, I was at the university, but I had to quit university because it was so intense at the time. I like so many skill set. When you're starting up, you're the manager, you're the delivery guy, you're the marketer, you're the operations, and these are all, really tough at the time.
The staff and the boss.
Exactly. So I had to quit university and focus on it. But the good thing is there were a lot of business development institution coming up at the time. So the startup incubator, they really helped me to understand the business concepts, like marketing, like sales and finances and so many other things. I did the training. I was incubated for 6 months, and from there, and I did other trainings as well, and online as well. I was doing a lot of research online, trying to search, trying to learn, and that really helped me.
How is the business now? How many staffs do you have?
currently we have a team of 8, and it's been excellent.
Seeing all the challenges you went through, has there been a time that your passion darkened down and you were like, I'm giving up?
Absolutely. I mean, there was a time my parents, when I was starting this up, everybody around me, castigated me for leaving my job to do this. They thought I was crazy. My parents were like, every day they would insult me. They would say all kind of stuff to me, that I am no good. I am, all kind of stuff that I don't really want to, I feel emotional trying to think about it. So I was so much under pressure. And so at one point, my dad wanted to get me a job. So he called he met the Ministry of Finance. So I went to see him, and then he wanted to help me get a job in the government. So, but at that point, I wanted to give up and get a job because of the pressure from home, because they were not seeing any financial benefit from what I was doing. Mm-hmm. So when I met him, we discussed. And eventually, at that point, I nearly, went ahead with the whole application process. Till later on, I sat in the office and I thought about all the reasons why I started this. And from that point, I was like, you know what, F this job, I don't really care about it. This is my dream, this is my passion. I'm going to stick to this no matter what. And that's it. But now, I'm glad that their mindset have changed, and that's it. So I was glad that I didn't give up at that time, or then maybe it wouldn't have been what it is now. Yeah.
Okay, seeing that delivery is really challenging sometimes, and clients would want to compare, how are you able to keep up the standard and still go?
It's been challenging for us too. So experience has been a great of great help to us. So being the first and that started this, I made a lot of mistakes during that process that we've learned from. We've made some ridiculous mistakes. We've messed up people's deliveries. We've done so many things that has helped us over time to really learn from. So now, I've always used a methodology called design thinking, which is more of centered. It is a user-centered methodology. So I'm always looking at what the client wants and structure it around that. So our service is basically structured around what the client wants and not what we want. So sometimes this might not be profitable at a time, but you have to look at the long term. It has to be around what the client wants. And so that we've structured our business around what our partners and our clients really need, and then that's how we've been able to keep up with the standard, because we've seen so many delivery companies coming. They would think, oh, this is a very lucrative business, we could make a lot of money from this, right? That's the thought process they always come up with. But then when they get into it, it's always tough, because there's a lot of challenges, especially with the bikes here, with the operations part. The logistic part is really hard. So they struggle with that because because they don't do it because of passion. They're doing it because of the monetary, the financial gains, and when that's not forthcoming, they eventually quit. So for us, it was totally different. Sometimes the money is not coming, but we're focused on still maintaining standard. And again, when we started, we were not trying to force growth. So many people are yet to know about us. Why? Because we're not trying to force it. Then that would bring so much pressure on us and we would crumble. So we're trying to maintain a very small segment of the market and then grow by that based on our capacity. So we grow by that.
How do you think your service is useful to visitors?
Very useful to visitors, because like most visitors, when they come to the Gambia, you don't know certain places. You might have seen certain restaurants online, and we mostly would be that bridge that would create that convenience for most of these visitors, because when you come to the Gambia and then you guarantee that you're dealing with a company, and then that security aspect is 100%, because we wouldn't want to tarnish our image and stuff like that. So you always know that, oh, this is a safe net.
Okay, so do you deliver to visitors wherever they are in Gambia?
Currently, we're more focused, our market is more focused around the Greater Banjul area and some part of West Coast, like maybe Birkama is the farthest that we reach, and just some part of West Coast region, but mostly Greater Banjul is where the market is,
And Kanje, Sanyangu?
Yeah, we deliver to all those areas,
Okay. Can people use your service from abroad?
Absolutely. We've seen, we don't deliver abroad, but if you want to deliver within the Gambia and you're not in the Gambia, you can use our service. You could always reach us online, and then you could get anything for anyone who is in the Gambia, and then it would not cost you that much as well.
Do all your staff speak English?
Yeah, absolutely. All of them speak English, and they also speak other local languages. That's a requirement.
You have been nominated as the Startup Business of the Year. What qualities of yours and your service do you think brought you this nomination?
If I would give you an answer to that, I would pretty much say maybe they've seen that. The effort we've put into what we're doing, the standards that we've set, and then the quality of our work. And yeah, okay. we just would say thank you for the nomination. That was unexpected, but anyway, we just would continue doing what we have to do yeah.
Okay, and to the Gambia and all the youths watching, what would be your message to one that wants to start a business?
Yeah. It's not everybody that is cut out to run a business. You can get a job, and that's a comfortable way of making money, right? But if you really want to, go on this rough journey of running a business, it's not easy. You have to be ready for it mentally. You have to know that this is going to be a very rough journey. Can you handle it? That's the first question you have to. But you need to have a passion as well. You don't just start any business. In the Gambia, I've seen a lot of Me Too businesses. You need to define and identify your passion first. Once you've done that, then you need to consider the fact that are people willing to pay for what you're offering? You need to create value. Are people willing to pay for what you're offering? That passion that you have. And also, it's important to have a belief. You need to have belief in whatever. If this is your passion, if you don't believe in it, nobody would. You need to have a vision. You need to know where you're going. Because if you don't know where you're going, you would end up whining anywhere. So you have to know where you're going, but also believe in it. You need to have a strong conviction. And the most important thing as well is, so many people would have all these things, but they lack one thing, which is focus and consistency. You need to be focused. Don't be, today you're doing this, next moment you're doing that. If you're in one business, focus on that business and be consistent. Be known for that until you perfect that, until you're successful in that. Then you can consider doing other businesses and all that. It's not everybody that could really divide their focus. So focus on one thing, execute that, and then you could consider doing so many other things.
Thank you very much for having us here today. We are really honored, and thank you for watching.
Thank you for the interview as well. Thank you for having me.
Okay, you're welcome.